Hello and welcome. My name is Gail Moffat, and it's very nice to be here with all of you. And I love everything to do with spirit and spiritual matters. And today I actually visited a church, and it was a cathedral in a place called Arundel, which is in West Sussex in the United Kingdom. And it made me sort of think about how the energy is in a church. And when you think about spiritual matters, everything is about energy, absolutely everything. And so you go in, and there's this wonderful energy in a church. And, the reason why this energy is in a church is because spirit comes to it. God comes to it, Jesus comes to it, the angels come to it. And that's what brings all that energy to a church. But it's not just in the confines of the church, because you can feel energy wherever you go. There is a feeling of energy. The city that you live in, the town that you live in, the house that you live in, everything has its energy that sits around you. And I always feel that the energy that you live in is really important to you. And I think that we can be responsible for our own energy. And well, to a point, I guess. We live with other people that create an energy. And you know, if we're sort of having fun and uplifted and positive thoughts, then of course we're going to have this amazing uplifted sort of energy that surrounds us. But if we are sort of quite negative and have this sort of negative sort of life, then the energy can be quite sort of oppressive. Now, for those people that are perhaps listening, that I know it's a very common phrase or term in the United States, an empath, where you're sensitive to everything. But for those people that are psychic yourself, or just sort of know that you've got something, or just sense things slightly, you perhaps will sense an energy, and you may find it's very important for you to live in an environment where the energy feels nice. And one of the things that I did when, where the house that I'm living in now, when I first moved in there, the energy was just really, really horrible, because there was a situation in this house that wasn't very nice. There was a lady who owned the house, and she got involved with a gentleman. I think that's a polite term for this man, and he was quite abusive and threatening, and ended up, on the sale of it, sort of taking half of the money of the house, and it was very sort of a traumatic time. And I know that she was in tears a lot and emotional a lot. And so when I came to this house, the energy was really oppressive, and I couldn't, the first night that I stayed here, it was just awful. And so what I did is I got, I own singing bowls where you can just, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're sort of bowls that are generally made in Tibet. And you get this sort of paddle, you just work your way round it, and it just starts to sort of hum. And basically it's a vibration. But it doesn't have to be singing bowls. It can be sort of music or anything like that, where you actually create a vibration, because music is a vibration. So if you have positive feelings and positive music, you create that vibration that is in your home, and also opening the windows as well. And so as you create that vibration, the energy will shift in the home. So for those people, I know that a lot of people will say, oh, I went to this house and I was thinking of buying it or renting it or living there. But when I got there, the energy felt really awful. And so there's no way I'm going to live there. But actually, you can change the energy. So don't be put off by negative energy. This energy can be changed. And certain situations that are that happen in a house often sort of can stay in a house. For instance, when you see things that are the paranormal sort of stuff, whilst they will sense spirit as well, but they will also, a medium might actually sense things about the house. And it's because the energy remains in the house and it hasn't been changed. And so you can sort of pick up on the energy, as opposed, sometimes it's not actually the spirit, it's the energy that you're picking up on. But sometimes spirit are around a place, maybe because you're there, and they're curious. They want to know, oh, what are you doing there, and what's going on, and how's this happening? And so yeah, so energy is sort of quite critical, and I think also objects have an energy. Everything that you look at, if you're sensitive to energy and you're watching, just look at things and just think, oh, I wonder what that feels like, and you can feel an energy from something, and everything in your house goes to make up this energy that you live. But music, laughter, just being sort of uplifted in your life will really have a huge impact on sort of on the energy of a place. Today we went to, as I said, we went to a place called Arundel, and I remarked about how amazing the energy is in this town, and I've never really been to a town um, like this for energy. It's absolutely superb, and it was a lot of people that were out and about were either just visiting the place, so they're having a nice time, they're enjoying the time because they're visitors, or they seem to be a lot of people that were retired and they're probably just sort of very relaxed in their lives. But all I can say is the energy is absolutely incredible in this place. So much so that I think, oh, I could live there. It's because if you think about it, living in a place that has a beautiful energy can be so rewarding to you. So you could really sort of benefit from it. And that's why I always say, make sure you have a good energy in your home, because it really, it really does make a difference to you in your life, and sort of everything about about your um, about your well-being. But working as a medium and as a psychic, is that's also about energy. And so when I'm doing readings for you, I am first of all sensing either the energy of a person that's coming forward, that from spirit, or the person that is wanting to speak to me. But on that note, why don't we go to a caller and start sensing some energy, Gail? um, let's go to Jody in Wisconsin Rapids. Are you there, Jody?
Yes, I am.
Hello and welcome to the show. Have you ever had a reading
Hi,
before?
yeah, I have.
Oh, good. So you're familiar with it.
I'm very
Well,
familiar.
I am a medium, and what that means is that I can either look to connect to somebody that you've known in spirit, or I can look to give you guidance.
Hold on.
We generally have about 10 minutes. Is there a particular area that you'd like me to focus?
Yes, connect to somebody, please.
And who would you like me to connect to?
Honestly, whoever comes through, I got a lot over there.
Okay. Have you got a father in spirit?
I do.
Because I'm seeing and hearing Dad. So I feel like he's the one that's wanting to come forward for you. And um, uh, so I feel like with your father that he there's something that I feel like there's something that needs to be cleared up with him and yourself, because I feel like, and I'm hearing like I didn't mean to, and I'm he's not finishing the sentence as I'm connecting to him, but I feel like there's something about his life that wasn't sort of conventional in a conventional sense, where because and I feel like that him not it not being conventional, I feel like it I feel like there's not a conventional father daughter relationship, or something to do with his relationship with you. Would that make sense to you?
No.
Okay, well I'm
What
in
the?
that case I'm pardon.
What is? Um, I don't even know what. I,
So basically
maybe.
what I'm feeling with him is that I feel that he feels that in that case, would you understand that I feel like that there's something about not wanting to, or going and not, it shouldn't have happened, or there's something about, it must be about his passing, because I feel like there's something not not he's not making it clear to me, and I'm asking him to, but I just feel with him that he feels that he should have almost like explained himself, or there should have been some sort of aspect to and I feel like we're talking about right at the end of his life, and he I feel like he didn't. I know he didn't want to go. I feel like there's something about this that doesn't isn't quite clear. Would you understand that?
Oh, he left before it got there. Maybe I don't.
Right? Because I feel it could be. I'm just going to check that because he's not really his
But
communication.
he couldn't talk.
Because
He
I feel
couldn't
like there's
talk,
a
you know.
Okay, okay. Well, I feel like there's a real frustration with him, because I feel because he's telling me that he couldn't explain himself. He couldn't talk to you about what about the situation, about what was going on, because I feel like there was so much to say, and I feel like that when he passed, it was all unsaid, and I feel like that he's really frustrated at that, because I know that there were I feel I know that there was someone that saw him, and I don't know whether this was you, but I feel like somebody was talking to somebody was talking to him, and I feel like there's a real frustration that he couldn't answer them, and he's getting to, and I feel like he got sort of upset, because I feel like there's issues of emotion of because I feel like somebody was wanting to say how much they loved him, and how much they wish that, or there's emotions and feelings of love, and I could just feel that he's frustrated that he wasn't able to give that, to tell you. I feel like he really wants to tell you how much you mean to him, and how much he's sorry that he had to go, because and I feel very emotional as he's saying that, because he's saying to me that if he, because I feel like he if he had have stayed a little bit longer, I feel like there could have been um, like I feel like there's some frustration that he couldn't support you over an aspect of your life that I feel like there's going on at the time, and I feel that he would have done normally, and I feel like there's all this sort of frustration that there's so many things sort of that are unsaid. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and have you got a sister?
Yes.
Because I'm hearing the word sister, and uh,
Yep.
and I'm being told about your sister, and he's saying, and he wants you to pass on, um like, tell her how sorry I am that I couldn't do the same for her or speak to her about, because I feel like she had difficulties in her life at the same time, and it was a time that both of you really needed your father, and I feel that and I'm hearing the word bumpy road, and I don't know whether this applies to your sister or whether it's applying to you or both. But I'm hearing the word sort of bumpy road, and I just get this feeling that that he is so saddened that he couldn't be there for you. Now I'm also seeing candles being lit in his name. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because I feel like, yeah, I know that candles have been lit in his name, and I feel like it's multiple times. I feel like it feels like it's, you know how you light candles in a church. I feel like it's
Right.
those
Yeah.
that sort of situation. I feel like
It
I'm
was
going into a
exactly that.
church, and it's like,
Yes.
and it's almost like I go past the church. It's like, oh no, quick, let's go in and light a candle for Dad. Let's do that. And I feel like it's a thing in your family that is quite important, because I feel that when you do this, you feel an element of him becoming closer to you, and I feel that that closeness really sort of lifts you up, and that's really interesting because that says to me that you have some sort of ability of sensing spirit around you, because I do feel that when you light a candle, maybe it's just that you have the thoughts of him, and maybe it's just, you're feeling close to him, but he says that you feel closer to him when you light a candle. Does that make sense
I
to you?
I um honestly I don't know if that would be me. That we have a big family. He had lots of kids. And but we grew up going to a church that he belonged to his whole life, and I mean that was a thing at his funeral, and I can definitely see one of them doing that.
Yeah,
So
I know that
yeah.
someone is lighting candles. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel also
Yeah.
there's a poem that was read out at his funeral that I feel that is really significant to your family. And um, would you understand that?
Um
I feel like
ah
it's,
it's been so long, and I've been through so much since then. I would have to ask, or I mean I can't.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. That was a tough day, you know.
yeah.
Um,
But anyway,
yeah, I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
have to leave it there because we're running late in the program. But I just want to let you know that his main message to you, and is very loud and clear with me. He's saying, I want my daughters to know exactly how much I love them. And I feel that you know this, but he has this burning feeling to let you know. So thank you very much for calling in. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Right. So Sharon in Houston, Texas. Are you there, Sharon?
Fine. How you doing, Miss Gail?
Oh, Miss Gail. Miss Gail is very well, thank you. Miss Sharon.
Thank you.
um,
Yes.
so, um, I am a medium. I can connect to loved ones or I can give guidance. Now, we've only got about 6 minutes left of the show. How can it, let me know where you would like me to focus.
My loved one, my son's birthday is today, and he was murdered 6 months ago.
Right. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yes, it's been a hard day, Gail. It's been a hard day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad that I can re- help you in at this time of the day of the year.
Thank you.
Now there is a lady that's coming forward and bringing your son with her because I feel like she's going to help with the communication, and I feel like this is a grandmother. Would that make sense? And I
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
like so
Yes, ma'am.
would you understand that as being your mother?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because
He would.
I feel like
Yes,
this is your mother that is coming forward with him. Now, your mother is saying wants you to know before he speaks. She wants you to know that she's been looking after him and helping him through this tough time since he's been in spirit. Does that make sense to you?
yes, ma'am. He would be doing that. Yes, ma'am.
and I'm also being told that whilst your son is, I feel that um, he with every person that goes back to spirit, they have what's known as a life review, and they will go over their lives and sort of tick box things and check things and things like that, and I feel that your son has had this, but I feel that I feel like he had, uh, I feel like this wasn't as easy as it could have been, because I feel that uh, I feel, I feel like that. How can I put this? He was. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he's a good person. I'm not saying anything like that.
Yes.
I just feel that um I feel that he wasn't there were some aspects of his life that he feels that he shouldn't have been involved in or done. Does that make sense to you?
That some areas of his life that he should have what, Gail?
Not been involved with or got involved with. Does that make sense to
Yes.
you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're on the right track. Yes.
And these areas is what he had to sort of get involved with when he got over to spirit and explain himself. And he's quite a character, your son, because he's almost like, phew, done that. Wasn't looking forward to that. Woo.
Yeah, he,
He's quite a character. He's got a
he,
sense of humour, hasn't he?
yeah, he did have a sense of humor. Yes, he did. Yes,
And
he
and
did.
and I and he's telling
I,
me that
I,
he loves his mom. He's telling me that he's
he
got
adored me. When they
yeah.
murdered him, they took everything from me. He adored his mom.
Yes, and I feel like because I wanted to say that it's almost like he's your like your everything, but also his everything. I feel like there's a real strong bond between the two of you, and always have
Yes,
been from when he was a little boy. I feel like always there was this strong connection. It's something
strong
to do with
connection.
your with with his father, and I feel like there were times where he didn't always get on with his father or had issues. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am. That makes a lot of sense. Yes,
And I feel like there was a it's almost like he wanted to step up to the plate and protect you and be your protector in life. Would that make sense?
yes, he was.
And
he was
and I
very
feel that
overprotective. Yes,
yeah, and I feel that that is why there was this such a strong bond between the two of you, because of the way he was with you, very very protective. I just
yes,
want to say that we've only got 60 seconds of the show left. But if you want to find me, you can find me on Facebook. But I want to say to you, and he's just coming in with his last words with me, and he's just saying, tell my mum that I will be always around her and there to help her, and let her know. Don't think that I've gone away, because I haven't. I am here, just not in a physical body, and I love you, love you, love you. Oh, um, and those are the words that he gave to me. Thank you very
yes,
much.
thank you,
I'm so
thank you,
sorry.
Gail.
I am
Thank
so
you.
sorry that you've had to endure this. I never like to hear of such sad situations like this. But I just want you to know your your mum is looking after him, and he and your mum are very, very strong with you.